one of the few guys that kind of played some significant snaps in the bowl game last year. How much have you kind of been telling, some of your teammates who maybe haven't been in this position yet what to expect?
Really the first thing, just to enjoy it. A lot of teams don't get this opportunity to be in a bowl game and have another, couple weeks with the guys. But really, we go down there and it's really about winning a football game. Yeah, you want to have fun and spend some time outside of football, but we're really down there for one reason, and it is to win the bowl game. But yeah, just having fun while you're doing it, but we're really down there to, win.
How was this lead up maybe a little bit different, knowing that you guys maybe didn't have as much stress waiting to see if you were going to get a spot in a bowl game, knowing that you got that 6 wins pretty early, so you didn't have to worry about it? Was there any difference in that lead up and in this last month or so?
Yeah, I think so. After we made, won 6 games, it was kind of like, okay, and then, where can we go from here? And ultimately it was trying to get to the Sun Belt, championship. But just knowing that we finished the year 8-4 and that we didn't have to worry about, other teams losing or other teams going 5-7, just so that we can get a bowl game. Obviously, we knew that we deserved a bowl game last year, but, selection show Sunday was fun. I know we found out a little bit early, but, yeah, it's good to know that we made a bowl game pretty early in the season.
Is there a lot of talk right now about being the first team to win a bowl game here?
Not really. It's really just kind of a thing that we can make history as one of the first teams, or one of the first team in JMU history, to win a bowl game. But there's not much talk about it. It's really just back to business and trying to go down there and play as best as possible.
How's the preparation been the last couple weeks?
It's been good. I think a lot of guys needed that weekend off, and it really helped us. I think the staff is doing a great job at giving our bodies rest, but also pushing us to a certain limit. But yeah, it's been good.
Does this year feel different though than last year, just because of everything that was going on, quote unquote, last year?
Yes, certainly. There's a different energy around the facility right now. Just I know some people have decided to transfer and some of that stuff, but there's more certainty than there was last year, and it's just good to know that we're going out there to play one more time with these seniors that are on this field, and it's just going to be a fun experience.
Talk about your game a little bit. I was talking with Coach Hemp, and we were talking about you, and he was talking about how high a level you're playing at right now and have throughout the entire season. And he watched your film from last year, and he's just like, he was solid, but he's come a long way from last year. Talk about just what you see in your game, what you've seen over the year, and what you've improved on so much.
I really think the thing is confidence. Last year coming in, I don't think I thought the best of myself, and not having the confidence that I could go out there and do it. And I had some other people in my ear last year, not really giving me the encouragement that I needed. But it was really going through spring ball and in the summer and fall camp, just knowing that I still have something to prove. And after this year, the improvement have shown, but I still have another year to grow, get better, and keep improving. And there's a lot of things that I missed this year that I could have made more plays on. But it's really just knowing that you are getting better and that you're going to keep getting better for me. So.
You mentioned the certainty. Have you seen that maybe help in this preparation among the team, that there's just maybe some more stability?
Yeah, I mean, when you talk about, I know Western Kentucky, they have a bunch of guys in the transfer portal, and you don't know if they're going to play or not. So that's kind of it's hard to know who's going to be out on the field. But, the guys that are here that want to be here and that are staying to play the bowl game, whatever happens after the bowl games happen after the bowl game. But just knowing that a lot of our guys are staying just to play in this last game, it's very reassuring.
What's it like preparing for Western Kentucky? Because like you said, there are a lot of guys in the portal, so you don't really know who you may see, who you may not see.
Chesney touched on it. We're just watching the film, expecting everyone to play. But, yeah, it really starts with their quarterback, but, he doesn't have many starts. So we're gonna try to do some things to confuse him. But they do have some weapons on the outside. They have a good running back. The offensive line is solid, but I think we're going to do some things in preparation just to confuse the quarterback a little bit and, cause some confusion out there.
You mentioned kind of comparing and contrasting the bowl prep from last year to this year. Did it kind of weigh on you guys last year with everybody in the portal and the coaching change, maybe more than anticipated, or just how much different truly is it going this year, knowing you don't have to worry about that?
Yeah, I think last year is a lot of guys checked out early, just knowing that, our coaches were leaving us and that they didn't really want to stay for our first bowl game in JMU history. And, this year the coaches are amped. They have high energy. It's been throughout the whole season. And just knowing that all the guys are pretty much staying for our team just to play in this game, it's awesome. And, it's definitely different. But, yeah, it should be a fun experience to go down there and play one more with the guys.
Talk a little bit about Eric O'Neill. Coach Hempel was in here a couple of days ago just talking about how it's almost like having an extra guy on the field. Just what has his presence been like for this defense?
Oh, it's awesome. Him coming in as a transfer, just stepping into that role and just, not complaining, just doing his job, giving high effort through everything. And, I don't talk to him much. I think he might be a quiet kid off the field, but when he gets on the field, it's like a different guy comes out, and he's dancing on the field when he gets sacks. He's hyping up his teammates. But yeah, it's just awesome knowing he's up there and he's rushing the passer.
What was your first impressions when he came in here? Because I know Coach Hempel said when he started busting out the dances and stuff week one, he was kind of like, "Who is this guy?" Like it's like totally. Is that kind of the impression you had too, or?
Yeah, he definitely has a persona on the field, and we love to see it, and we love that guy who's out there. But yeah, when he came in, people didn't really know like whether if he was gonna come out and show it, and he's definitely proved it through all of the camps and this whole season, and through the last couple of games. He's played more snaps and he's had his production go up, so he's done a great job.
Yeah, what do you think how do you think your group, in terms of just the quarterbacks, are going to be able to match up, just man-to-man with the receivers?
I think we're going to be fine. We go against our receivers, who I think are pretty damn good. And, yeah, they have some fast guys. They got some guys on the outside, but I think we match up pretty well with them.
Obviously, you guys have had tremendous production on defense this year. Are you even surprised? In the spring, it was kind of a struggle defensively, but from where you were then with that defense to where you are now and the numbers you put up this year, a lot of progress throughout the season.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm surprised. It's just it took a little longer than we thought to get everything rolling and have the bond that we have now. But I think you could see it through game one. Just kind of the turnovers and the camaraderie that we all have together, celebrating for each other, after big plays. And it's really it's good to see all the D linemen that have interceptions, just them getting hands on balls and Coach Hemphill putting them in positions where they can make plays like that. But it's been awesome to see that, it's been consistent throughout the year. So
Kind of leading off that All-American selection, how does it feel to kind of get that one?
Yeah, it was good. I didn't know if I was going to get it. So walking out of practice and seeing that, pretty happy about it. I think, I did enough to deserve it. So, very excited about that. And, of course, for Kyrie and Terrence, too. They definitely deserve that, so I'm happy for them.
Coach Hemp told us the other day that he was driving to work and thinking about you. What's it been like kind of building that relationship with him as a defensive coordinator? Yeah,
it's great. It's great. I think at first, it took him a little bit couple of games, some time to really trust me and for us to bond. And I think now he's got, full trust in me, and he kind of lets me sometimes do what I want to do. But, sometimes I do what he tells me to do, this and that, But, I think it just took some time for us to really get, he has to learn me as a player. I had to learn him as a coach, and that's all it was.
He said that off the field you can be a pretty quiet guy, and that it shocked him when he looked on the field and you were dancing after plays and stuff like that. What kind of happens when you step on the field, and how do you kind of adapt that persona?
It's just really fun. It's hard to keep my emotions in when I'm having so much fun. It's what I look forward to every day. It's why we go on practice every day. It's why I'm here, essentially. So when you finally get to do it and you're making plays, I'm not just going to sit there and act like I'm not excited. I'm not going to hold it in, and that's kind of what the dancing's for, to get it all out.
Obviously, you had success at LIU, but the success now you've had at this level, where have you grown the most as a player? Again, a lot of success, but now success here, and you had to do it a different way. How have you grown this year as a player?
Yeah, obviously the coaches helped a lot. But, yeah, I think I've had my best season, and I think what helped me the most is nothing really, mentally or off the field. I think just straight on the field for Coach Daniels teaching me really how to pass rush well. And I think I was, obviously did my thing at LAU, but I was more of a run stopper, TFL type of guy. And Coach Daniels, he knew that already. So he's like, okay, you kind of got the rundown. Let's work on the pass rush a little bit. And that was kind of all spring, all summer, all camp. And I think, without even watching me, just looking at the stats, you could tell that I grew a lot in the pass rush aspect of the game.
Do you feel like you're still kind of raw at being a pass rusher?
Oh, yeah, big time. No, 100%. I still got so much to work on. And I watch myself sometimes, and I'm like, I can't really believe I got the sack here. It's not even that good of a move. And I think another year is great. I need it really badly, especially if I want to play at the next level, especially because, I need another year to work with Coach Daniels and all them on working on my pass rush 100%.
Coach kind of joked about maybe being a 3 technique, putting some weight on. Was that ever a thought here?
Not here, but a lot of other schools before JMU got in contact with me. I didn't have many options, and the options I did have, a lot of them wanted me to play inside. And I was like, look, I'm not going to change who I am for you. It's just not what I'm going to do. I'm a defensive end, and Coach Daniels knew that and took me in as a defensive end, and I'm doing exactly what I love to do.
So most teams wanted you as a 3 technique?
Yes, yep. Unfortunately, I know.
Just talk about that a little bit. And did you know all along that you wanted to be a pass rusher and a defensive end, and not just a pass rusher, but a guy that can stop the run too?
Yeah, no, 100%. I knew I was a 5 tech straight like your typical defensive end, but I think at LIU they didn't want to. I don't know. The way it was, they didn't want to isolate me to one side, so they kind of moved me more inside so I can make a bigger impact on the run game. Which obviously I didn't think it was right, but at the same time I get it. So, I just played that how I did. And when I came here, I'm thinking, I'm a defensive end, I'm a run stopper, this and that. And I think, like I said, working with Coach Daniels as it went on, he turned me into more of a pass rusher. And then as the games went on and I started making more sacks, then Coach Hemphill starts using me more, in the pass game, which helped me out a lot.
And obviously you've been great against the run. Do you feel like the way you did play at LIU did help you in that and made you a better run stopper too?
Yeah, 100%. When I was first at LIU, I was pretty much a nothing. My freshman year, obviously I didn't play, redshirted, and I kind of was a nothing. So they helped me get my coaches there were great too. They helped me become a great run stopper and everything in that aspect, big time. So being a inside player there, you still need to pass rush, but it's not as important as obviously it is now. So they kind of helped me stop the run, and now over here, big-time pass rush.
And I kind of talked to JT about this, but just as much of this defense has grown, especially from the spring, when you guys were struggling a little bit in the spring, just talk about the progression and what's been the biggest key for you guys as a defense to be pretty consistent all year.
Yeah, I think I think the spring wasn't really as important as we thought it was going to be. I think we were kind of just learning everything, and we didn't, we still had to learn each other as players, which is big too. So it was kind of just a bunch of new people going out there and just running around, pretty much, which it was a little tough to watch, but it still helped us. And then, we start learning the plays in August and July, and we start learning each other, and we start really learning defense. And this is one of the defenses you got to learn to be able to play fast. It's not just, hey, line up in a 5 technique and go. It's not that. You got to learn it first, and then you could play how you want to play. So I think it was a matter of time before we started getting together and really, making plays.
You talk about previous coaches maybe wanting you to play on the inside, and then you come here and Coach Daniels is saying, hey, we think you can rush the passer. Just what does that kind of do for you just from a confidence standpoint, knowing that, they have the belief that there's some unlocked potential in there for you?
Yeah, no, it's huge, because, especially like I said, most schools were like, maybe you could get up to 280, 290 and play inside. We don't know if, coming from where you're coming from, if you could play outside, he was kind of the only one. So, obviously my confidence, big boost, especially when I came here and he was still saying it. It wasn't just like, come here, you're going to play and then do whatever. I was here in the spring working with him, and he was still saying it. He was like, hey, you're a 5 tech, you're perfect size you're at right now. We're just going to get you better. And, obviously day by day my confidence was boosting.
Talk a little bit about just kind of early impressions of Western Kentucky. Like, what have you seen from them on the tape as you guys have been preparing to face them?
They're a very good team. I could, in aspects, they're similar to Southern Miss. Obviously, they're a better team than Southern Miss, but I think also Marshall. I think those are the two teams they're most comparable to. I think they have a very good big O-line that's going to be tough. We're going to have to come bring our, physical A game, and I think their quarterback, he's an athlete and he could throw the ball and he's tough to bring down. So I think those two games are the best to look at.
Does that help when you feel like there's two similar comps that you've already have played before? Like, how is that a benefit at all when you guys are preparing?
Yeah, 100%, because we've already been. Their schemes are very similar, so we've already kind of played the scheme, so it's nothing new to us. We're kind of, obviously we're going to put in new plays, we're going to make new adjustments, but in a way, it's a similar scheme that we've seen, so nothing's really brand new for us. So it's huge having teams that already have played the same scheme.
Coach was talking to us earlier that watching Western Kentucky on film, he thinks that there are some areas in their kickoff game that you guys can really capitalize on. And for you, you've been successful there already. What have you seen out of that so far?
Yeah, well, the main thing is just the fact that we're going to get an opportunity. Kicker, I believe Coach said 18% on touchbacks this year, so that's not many. So we're definitely going to get some chances. I don't think many chances. I think defense is going to hold them. Their offense, but as far as whether it's beginning of the game or halftime, there's going to be opportunity somewhere. So we just got to capitalize and take advantage of it, and trying to get a big one, change the game.
I know after the game where you had your kickoff return for a touchdown, I asked you when you knew you were going to do it, and you said when you stepped on the field. How important is that kind of mentality to be successful in the kick return game? Is just kind of knowing like I can do this when I get out there.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very important, and not just for me, but the other 10 guys. Just really trying to reassure them that my mindset back there, and that I'm going to be aggressive with it. Obviously under the parameters of coach and what they want, but any chance I get, to me it's another opportunity with the ball in my hand, and so I want it. And so me really just trying to make sure the other 10 guys are on the same page, which they always are, and we're going to fit up our blocks, and we're really trying to change the game with it.
Just how excited are you to get down to Florida and kind of really take in what this bowl experience will be?
Very excited, very excited. This is just another opportunity for us, and we're all just super grateful for it, super blessed. Still playing ball in December, and just ready to get out this weather for a few days and get practice in a different scenery.
It's good to be back in the postseason.
Yes, sir. Definitely is.
Talk about preparation. How's it been the last couple of weeks?
It's been good. It's been good. I mean, coach has really been trying to stress just going out there, having fun, playing loose. We have the goal set in mind, but really just this preparation kind of just has an advantage. He said today was kind of like our Tuesday, but I mean we've had like 2-3 other practices before today, so really feel ahead of the curve, really feel prepared, and got a few more practices ahead, and we think we'll be in good shape by Wednesday.
Talk about Western Kentucky. What do you see defensively out of those guys?
Yeah, just a lot of man. Real simple. Nothing different than we've seen all year, really. And so I think that just kind of shifts your mindset going into the game. Not thinking too much. It's not going to be throwing too much at you. It's going to be pressure, and there's going to be man. So, us as wideouts just got to do a good job being urgent, being fast, and getting open just takes care of itself.
Jarvis asked Coach about, and this is his 1-year anniversary of when he was introduced as a head coach. Talk about your year and how it's been for you, deciding to come here, going through everything. Kind of sum up this year for you. How's this been?
Yeah. Well, first off, I mean, it seems like 5 minutes because it's like it went by so quick, and it's just been nothing but just great vibes, just a great atmosphere. Wouldn't change a thing about it. And it was just such a great decision. I mean, the people here are amazing. Second to none, and we're really building something special here, and the people in this building are going to take this place far.
Is there kind of a bad taste in the mouth after the last couple games?
For sure.
Talk a little bit about that. Is there talk about that, and then also trying to become the first team to win a bowl game in JMU history?
Yeah, I mean, it's like at this point, just like you said, just trying to be the first team to win the bowl game in JMU history. I mean, those last few games, that's like kind of like the elephant in the room. I mean, like it's a bad taste in everybody's mouth, but it's like at this point can't really change nothing, and we're just really focused on this next opportunity we have and getting this win.
How's it been getting reps with Billy? Like, what does he bring to the table for this game?
A lot of experience, the vet guy, been here for a while, So when he's out there, you know, we all feel confident with him just because of his knowledge of the game and the fact that he wants it, man. Like, he's getting an opportunity to put something on film, and you know, you can all see that he's not taking it for granted. So when we're out there, you know, the intent that he's carrying with it and his approach to it, I mean, like, he's rallying all of us, and so we're all behind him, and we're just trying to give him the confidence to go out there and let it fly.
Does it help kind of having the extra time to prepare between you guys' last game and this game for, I mean, Coach Kennedy, when he was in here earlier in the week, just talking about just even minor differences between cadences and his voice and stuff. Does that help kind of having extra time to prepare for that?
For sure, for sure. I mean, you know, you like to think that, like, no matter what the arm is or who's behind the ball, that, like, you know, we want to do our part and get open and catch the ball. But, you know, there's always going to be little nuances. So these extra days definitely is good timing, just due to the fact that, like, I mean, throughout the season, throughout camps, like, some guys may have not gotten as many reps with Billy as other guys have. But, I mean, that's just kind of what we practice for. That's what we've been doing it since the summer, since the spring. So, I mean, Billy's arm, you know, the way he throws at his ball, like, is nothing different, nothing new to us. So, I mean, I think everything's been flowing smoothly.
You've been one of the guys that's been talked about as doing a lot of pre and post practice, you know, just to prepare even outside the normal practice period. Are you doing even more of that, like, leading up to the bowl game? Is there even more stuff you're doing just outside practice to prepare?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think our preparation as far as, like, pre and post, like you said, that's always been, you know, we've always stressed that. So I don't think we're doing anything majorly different this week. You know, our urgency is always up. The preparation is always up, you know, always locked in. So I wouldn't really say we're changing anything.